Now, when he had ended all his saying in the audience of the people, he entered into Capernaum, and a certain centurion's servant who was dead, uh, who, who, who was dear unto him, was sick and ready to die. And when he heard of Jesus, he sent unto him the elders of the Jews, beseeching him that he would come and heal his servant. And when they came to Jesus, he besought him instantly, saying that he was worthy of whom he should do this. For he loveth our nation, and he hath built us a synagogue. Then Jesus went with them, and when he was now far from the house, the centurion sent friends to him, saying unto him, Lord, trouble not thyself, for I am not worthy that thou shouldest enter under my foot, under my roof. Sorry. Wherefore neither uh, thought I myself worthy to come unto thee, but I say in a word, and my servant shall be healed. For I also men set under authority, having under me soldiers, and I say unto one, Go, and he goeth, and another, Come, and he cometh, and my servant, Do this, and he doeth it. When Jesus heard these sayings, he marveled at him, and turned him about, and said unto the people that him, uh, followed him, I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, not in Israel. And they that were sent, returning to the house, found the servant whole, that he had been sick. And it came to pass that the day after that he went into a city called Nain, um, and many of his disciples went with him, and much people. And now when he came nigh to the gate of the city, behold, there was a dead man carried out, only the only son of his mother, and she was a widow, and as much people of the city was with her. And when the Lord saw her, he has compassion on her, and said to her, Weep not. He came and touched the bier, and they that bare him stood still, and he said, Young man, I say unto thee, arise. And he that was dead sat up and began to speak. And he delivered him to his mother. And there came a fear on all, and they glorified God, saying, That a great prophet is rising among us, and that God has visited his people. And this rumor of him went forth throughout all Judea and throughout all the region round about. And the disciples of John shewed him all these things. And John, calling unto him two of his disciples, sent them to Jesus, saying, Art thou he that should come, or look we for another? And when the men were come unto him, they said, John Baptist has sent us unto thee, saying, Art thou he that should come, or look we for another? And in that same hour he cured many their infirmities, their plagues, and evil spirits, and unto many that were blind he gave sight. And Jesus answering said to them, Go your way, and tell John what things you have seen and heard, how that the blind see, the lame walk, the lepers are cleansed, and the deaf hear. The dead are raised, and to the poor the gospel is preached. And blessed is he whoever shall not be offended in me. And when the messenger of John were departed, he began to speak unto the people concerning John, that went ye out into the wilderness for to see a red shaken with the wine. But what went ye out for to see? A man clothed in soft raiment. Behold, they which are gorgeously apparelled um, and live delicately are in king's courts. But what went ye for to see? A prophet? Yeah, I say unto you, much more than a prophet. This is he of whom is written, Behold, I send my messenger before thy face, we shall prepare thy way before thee. For I say unto you, among those that are born of women, there is no greater prophet than John the Baptist, but he that is least in the kingdom of God is greater than he. And all the people that heard him and the publicans justified God, being baptized with the baptism of John. But the Pharisees and the lawyers rejected the counsel of God against themselves, being not baptized of him. And the Lord said, Whereunto then shall I liken the men of this generation? And to what are they like? They are like unto children sitting in the marketplace and calling one to another, saying, We have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned to you, and you have not wept. For John the Baptist came neither eating bread nor drinking wine, and ye say he has a devil. And the Son of Man is come eating and drinking, and ye say, Behold, a gluttonous man and a wine-bibber, and friend of publicans and sinners. But wisdom is justified of all her children. And one of the Pharisees desired him that he would eat with him. He went unto the Pharisee's house and sat down to meat. And behold, a woman in the city which was a sinner, when she knew that Jesus sat at meat in the Pharisee's house, brought an alabaster box for ointment, and stood at his feet behind him weeping, and began to wash his feet with tears, and did wipe them with the hair of her head, and kissed his feet, and anointed them with the ointment. And when the Pharisee which has bidden him saw it, he spake within himself, saying, This man, if he were a prophet, would have known who and what manner of woman this is that toucheth him, for she is a sinner. And Jesus answering said unto him, Simon, I have someone to say unto thee. And he said, Master, say on. There was a certain creditor which had two debtors. The one owed 500 pence and other 50. And when they had nothing to pay, he frankly forgave them both. Tell me therefore which of them will love him most. Simon answered and said, I suppose that he to whom he forgave most. And he said to him, Thou hast rightly judged. And he turned to the woman and said unto Simon, Seest thou this woman? I entered into thine house, and thou gavest me no water for my feet, but she hath washed my feet with tears, and wiped them with the hair of her head. Thou gavest me no kiss, but this woman since the time I came in has not ceased to kiss my feet, my head with oil. Thou didst not anoint, but this woman has anointed my feet with ointment. Wherefore I say unto thee, her sins, which are many, are forgiven, for she loved much. But to whom little is forgiven, the same loveth little. And he said unto her, thy sins are forgiven. They sat at the meat with him, began to say within himself, who is this that forgiveth sins also? And he said to the woman, thy faith has saved thee, go in peace.